Hello, I'm back again. We're going to try for take 2. Hopefully this time round we've got sound. So technology hates me, but hopefully it's all fixed up and we're ready to go. So let's show you again what I'm going to be making. I'm going to be making these fractured cards. Now we needed a sympathy card and I've been wanting to try this technique for a while. So got the two together and I decided that this All About Autumn Designer Series paper is perfect for sympathy cards, but that's not saying that you can't use it for other things, and there's not only autumn scenes in it. So we did, well, when I say we, I mean I did, the royal we did one with books, which I think that makes a pretty good masculine birthday card, or nothing to say that the ladies don't like books too. So let me show you this designer series paper. This is All About Autumn, and you have these absolutely beautiful autumn scenes. And then, like I said, we've also got some books, so that it's not only autumn, and then some other, just I guess arbitrary stuff that looks like it's something knitted, wood, that could also be some kind of fabric, pumpkins, and a seat cushion. And then the reverse side all has gold, and you've got these lovely patterns in the designer series paper. Okay, so very versatile, very beautiful DSP, and if I say so myself, very effective card, but it's actually very easy to make. So let me show you what we're doing. I'm starting with a piece of the designer series paper that's cut to your standard first layer size, so 14.4 by 10 centimeters, 5¼ by 4 inches if you work in inches. And I've got a square that I've cut from the third largest square from the Stylish Shapes dies. And what we're going to do is just stick that at an angle onto my designer series paper. Now, it doesn't matter where you stick it, it's up to you. And yes, you can stamp your sentiment first if you think you're going to get it straight. I'm going to stick it and then stamp it because I think that that's just easier for me with the way that my eyes see at the moment. So what we're going to do is, I've got strips of Calypso Coral, definitely not Cajun Craze. So decide which color you want to have your strips. Now, in my head, I like having my strips the same color as my background card. It doesn't mean that you have to, but I just think that that looks nice. So whatever you like. And these strips are cut to 1/2 centimeter or 1/4 of an inch. And all that we're going to do is stick them. So starting with the first one where we're lining it up with that side. And just because I don't want to get glue all over, I'm going to just roughly see where the edge of my card is that it needs to go. So we've got that there. Okay, then my next piece is going along the side and off the edge. Now this is actually quite easy to line up because you're just making sure that your strips are against the edge of your square and they're meeting up with the other strip at the top. And we're just going to keep going. So my next one is coming over here. And finishing up with our last one. So, and these strips, I think that this, I just had a piece of cardstock, so it's probably you know, my sort of 14.9 centimeters, but you can cut it whatever size you like, as long as it's going to be long enough to go all the way. Right, and now once we've got that stuck, we're just going to snip off the edges over here. Okay, now to make this a sympathy card, or using the sympathy greeting, I'm using that sympathy from the Seaside Bay stamp set, and I'm going to stamp that in my Cajun Craze. I don't know why I have a problem with Cajun Craze today, I just can't think of the name. Okay, so hope that I got that straight. Not too bad, I think I'll be happy with that. We're going to use my Cajun Craze card base. And I'm just going to stick that on top. Now I have a little strip, unless it's disappeared on me again, I had a little strip of the Designer Series paper. It wouldn't be me if I didn't have something disappear. Here we go, hang on, it's this one. Okay, now this is just from the piece that I cut off the bottom here when I was cutting it down to size. So I'm just going to use that piece that I'd cut off and put it onto the bottom of my insert. That can go inside our card. And then just a little bit of bling to finish it off. So this time I'm going to use the neutral adhesive backed sequins. And just that copper color works really well with the Cajun Craze. So we're going to just stick one over there. Alright, so that's easy as for the start of our card. But then if we wanted to make it a little bit fancier, we can add in the different colors of Designer Series paper. Okay, so what I've done is I've done one up to the point of that. So that's exactly what we've done up until there, done exactly the same thing. And now what I'm going to do is take an offcut of my Designer Series paper. Now you could use any piece that you like. So here's the offcuts from all the pieces that I've used on the other cards. And you can pick which background piece you like. So I'm going to use one of these ones, I think. So just by pure coincidence, I put this one on the side, which happens to be most of your Designer Series paper, but you know, whichever one you prefer. And we're just going to line that up so that it's meeting up with the edges of the strips. And let's pull in my trimmer. And I'm going to just trim that piece off. and trim the little bit poking out at the top there. And now we're going to do the same thing in this opposite triangle. So you don't need a big piece of designer series paper here. That's why these off-cut pieces just work so well. And if you can cut straight, then by all means go for it with your scissors, but guaranteed I'm not going to get it straight, which is why for me it's just easier to use my trimmer. And we then have our piece looking like that. I do land up with this sort of elongated diamond, which we could do something with. I'm sure I'll find something to do with that. Don't throw it away. You can do something with that one. Now, to make this one a birthday card, I'm going to use the birthday sentiment from the So Refreshing stamp set. And whether my ink pad's a little bit dry or whether it's the stamp, I'm not sure, but just make sure that you actually ink it up nicely and give a good amount of pressure, because I find that this stamp doesn't always stamp 100% clear. You can see there it's a little bit off, but I don't have too much of a problem with it. I think that it looks alright with it fading away a little bit, but there we go, we got a better stamp out of that. Probably need to re-ink my early espresso so that it's a little bit darker. And then before I lose another little piece of paper, again, that's just the bit that's cut off the bottom there, and I'm going to put that onto the bottom of my insert. And this time I'm going to use a piece of early espresso for the card base. So we'll stick that inside. And our DSP on top. Don't you think it's a shame to cover the back of this or stick it down? It's sometimes so sad when you like both sides of the designer series paper. What's going on there? And now decisions. I was using these adhesive backed sparkle gems on the others, but then I found my neutral sequins, and I actually think I'm going to use these brown ones this time around. Okay, now hopefully we've had sound and everything's been fine with this one, because if I carry on going like I'm going, I'm actually going to use every single piece of DSP in this pack to make these cards. Alright, so there's all our cards, and I don't know which you prefer, the ones with the extra pieces of designer series paper or the ones that just show your full piece without hiding any of those. Let me know which you prefer. If you like this designer series paper, just stick around or go and have a look at my blog, because I'm going to be doing a fun fold class with Maheshwari Rajaguru, and I'm going to be using this DSP with the Rustic Crate bundle. So I'll have information about that soon. And that's it for today, and I'm really hoping that everything's gone fine. So enjoy the rest of the weekend, and I will see you again next week at my normal time, 10 o'clock, and hopefully there won't be any issues next week. Have a good week. Until next time. Bye.